Hello, everyone. Angela here from Metropolis. And with me today, I have one of our most recent clients, David. David, thank you for joining the call.
You're welcome, Angela.
So, you recently came back from the Philippines. Could you tell us a little bit about your trip? How did that go?
Of course, yeah. My wife and I visited the Philippines as part of the FIV process 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've been to the Philippines many times before in the past because I used to live in Hong Kong, but I hadn't been for 10 years. It was really nice, and my wife had never been to the Philippines before, and was very very happy with the time that we spent there. Albeit large parts of it were around the program, but yeah, really enjoyable.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. And how was the experience from your wife's perspective, considering it was her first time?
Oh, she loved it. I mean, she's been to other parts of Asia before, but just never the Philippines. So it was, yeah, it was nice to see a different part of Asia and
Yeah.
the culture.
Yes, it truly is a special place.
Yeah.
So let's circle it back to the beginning. You're based in the UK. It is a country that many would consider already secure and stable. So could you tell me what made you start looking into a second residency?
Sure. I mean, I think the point that you make about the UK being seen as safe and stable is probably fair 10, 20 years ago.
Mm.
For me now, I think that it's better, or it's certainly more viable to have second kind of residencies in other parts of the world, and particularly Asia, where I have lived in the past. I lived in Hong Kong for 13 years. And for me, I think it's an area which has got great cultural values, and also has great economic potential, or continues to have great economic potential. Whereas the UK, on the other hand, seems to be sliding the other way, where kind of it doesn't feel like it has quite the same culture or the same growth that it had, in previous decades. So, for me, having second residencies and a second residency in the Philippines for myself and my wife was really important.
Yes, yes, for sure. And it's actually a pattern we see more and more often with our clients. Many of them come from the Western Europe or the US looking for a residency in Southeast Asia. So, what
Yeah.
specifically stood out to you about the Philippines and the FIV program, especially compared to Malaysia and Thailand? It's kind of a rising star in the region.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Philippines as a country has a lot of potential. It's a big population country. It's is now very kind of stable, and has like great economic growth. The FIV program itself was very competitively priced, was very quick, albeit not by me because it took me a long time to get
Yeah.
out to the Philippines. But the process itself is extremely quick. And as we can probably touch on a little bit more around the process in a second, the kind of both from an investment standpoint and also potential lifestyle standpoint, in years to come, the Philippines just ticks a lot of boxes. It's a really good value. I say it's a real growth economy in the region.
Yes, 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 that's definitely a growing trend. And also, it's an English-speaking nation. So,
Yes,
compared to Thailand, way easier to get around and get yourself set up. And
absolutely.
yes, when you first came across the FIV, what stood out to you or what made you curious to learn more?
Well, as I touched on before, I know the region well, having lived there for many years. I didn't realize that the Philippines were doing an investment program until I literally saw a headline. Can't remember where I saw it now, but I saw a headline, and you guys, Metropolis, are the exclusive agent, or were the exclusive agent at the time. And I think that initially the cost and the speed of processing was very attractive, because having done a couple of other programs, and involved still in one at the moment, which has been over 18 months, it was quite appealing that both geographically it was the right part of the world, and also the process, and the way that the structure of the program worked in the Philippines was really quite appealing.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, you got your residency card in 4 business days.
Actually, less. It was three, but
Oh,
it was actually
that even
three.
surprised me.
Yeah, which was a real testament to Metropolis and the team on the ground. Yeah, we got it at we got it within three. Well, we got it on 3 days basically. So yeah, it was good.
Exactly, yeah. And as you mentioned, I know the struggle of dealing with visas and residencies and waiting, bureaucracy, paperwork takes so much time and effort. So we are definitely very proud to deliver these results to you. It's always either 5 days or below. So how would you say your overall experience was with our team and on the ground?
I'd say it was excellent. I mean, at the end of the day, when you are working on a program which is in its infancy, and you guys have kind of worked closely with iWave and the local free zone authority to develop these residency programs, it takes a lot of hard work to make sure that in the first instance, all of the kind of boxes are ticked to make sure that the process works well for the investor and so on and so forth. So I think that, you guys and the whole process has definitely been very, very well executed on the basis that it is quite new. I mean, it's barely a year old. And obviously, as I said, I didn't get to the Philippines for a while, but, the program was very, very efficient for something that was actually so new.
Yes, I'm very happy to hear that. And it's our pleasure to deliver these results to you and all of our other clients. So, how
Yeah.
did it feel to receive your new residency card after just 3 days? You mentioned you were struggling with some other programs in the past. So, how does it feel to get it done so quickly?
Really, really well. I mean, the process was, again, as well, just to highlight, the process was probably a bit more thorough than some of the other programs, and the medical process was more thorough. Obviously, the having to go to the free zone, etc., and go through the biometrics was more thorough. And for it to be turned around that quickly was pretty phenomenal. And even if I look at the UK now, trying to get some basic chores managed within 3 days is pretty hard. So yeah, very, very impressive,
Yeah.
and a testament to the work you guys do.
Exactly. And this is special for the FIV program, right? Because we are working with this special administrative zone. The other programs in the Philippines also would take a couple of months. So this
Yeah.
is something special that we are able to do with FIV only. And to wrap it all up, what would you say to other professionals or people who are in a similar situation in the UK as you, who might be a little bit afraid to start this type of process? What would be your advice to them?
I think you really just have to think to yourself both about, specifically around the Philippine program. If you are considering a second residency, or Plan B residency from being in the UK or within Europe, the Philippines is a great kind of opportunity or investment proposition. It's very fairly valued at $75,000. You're investing actually in a company within the free zone, which is doing a lot of work to try and really develop the area. As we were driving in to see, we could actually see the tangible factories that have been built. So, from a country and market which is really growing, it's I think, very, really good investment. Obviously, if you read through how the investment process works, you'll understand more. But, I think the Philippines is probably one of the best in the region for giving you that access to, as you said, English speaking language. It is a very mature country. Over 100 million people live there, and it's very, very kind of strong on the growth side of living there from a living standard standpoint. And it's a really enjoyable experience. I think that the Philippines FIV program is probably one of the best in the region.
Yes, thank you so much. I definitely agree with that. And thank you for pointing to the Freeport area of Bataan, which is the region where we process our clients. And it is a very developing region. And we do believe that at the end of the day, it's not just about the residency, it's a smart investment. And as you've noticed, there's a lot going on in that region.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining the call, David. It was a pleasure to speak to you.
And you, thank you.